It was late, even by scrapper standard business hours. The weird lit haze of the capital city barely reached the scrapyard. Sprawling sight of graves for many Numerian relics. Perilous topography during the day, but Brixby's disc had a smooth, unnatural glide of magical transport. Mad Boar was waiting, of course, his squat frame leaning casually against the rusted-out, vaguely human form, some contraption with the remaining hand tipped with vicious syringes. The dwarf's grip rested near the haft of his oversized wrench, clearly not carried for work. Brix had been following him for weeks, sizing him up. Tonight was Brix's chance to prove himself, or so Mad Boar thought. "All right, Mad Boar," Brix said, his voice light, casual. He had the core wrapped in an oilcloth under one arm. "You're looking sharp as ever." Mad Boar responded with a gravelly chuckle. "You can cut the flattery, Rat. Frankly, I prefer paid professionals for such a service." He grins broadly, with large yellowed teeth. "So you got what I asked for." Brix holds it out, letting him see just enough of the polished sky metal alloy to whet his appetite. He reaches for it, but he pulled it back, quickly. Not enough to mither him, just enough to remind him who had the goods. "Easy, friend. I'll hand it over, but let's talk price first." Suddenly, there was a rustling, some muffled voices approaching. And that's when the Kellid showed up. 4 of them, just melting out of the shadows, with crude blades and makeshift armor, stepping out from behind the scrap piles. The leader looks down and says, "Nice haul you've got there, little ones. We'll take it off your hands." Mad Boar straightens, his hand tightening around the grip of the wrench of his. "I'd rethink that, unless you were keen on losing some teeth tonight." And they weren't backing down, so that's when Brix made his move. "You lot really ought to learn some manners." And he threw the gadget that he'd been working on, a sort of flash bomb rigged up from something that he'd found in the scrap. It hit the ground unceremoniously, and Mad Boar turned his exasperated gaze towards the rat folk. He took that opportunity then to tackle the dwarf, moments before the delayed detonation bathed the room in harsh alien light, blinding their assailants long enough for Brixby to slip behind one of them and trip him into a pile of sharp debris. Right through the bumps. Something awful. The Kellids scattered, but not before Brixby grabbed the leader's pouch on the way out. When the dust settled, Mad Boar was staring at Brixby, his expression somewhere between impressed and suspicious. "Convenient timing, Rat. What can I say? I don't like bullies." Mad Boar continued fixing Brixby with that long stare, and then, as if confirming something for himself, slightly relaxed his face. "So, what did we say? 50? He didn't need to know that Brix had set the whole thing up. The Kellids' ambush had been his idea all along. What he did need was Mad Boar to see him as more than just another salvager. And tonight, he took that first step. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play that can pivot, swing face, and do bites. I'm your host, and here's everyone.
Swing face, do bites.
If we can remember how to do any of those things.
Hello.
Hello.
I think since it's been like a literal 100 years since the last time we played, and at least that long since the last time we released an episode of the regular show, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap of how we got here before we get into it, just because it's been a long time. So the party came to the Y-shaped valley way out in the Numerian countryside where even the Kelid followings fear to go, in search of a neurocam, a technological relic the android Cassandra Lee stole from within the Silver Mount when she made her escape an undisclosed number of years ago. This neurocam was said to contain detailed maps of the inside of the Silver Mount and a huge cache of information on Unity, the apparently godlike being growing inside that ruin. The party decided to seek this out after hearing a recording of Cassandra Lee describing Unity as a god, a slaver, a sadist, and a petulant lunatic, with dark plans to break free of the giant wreck at the center of Numeria and rule the entire world. They'd also seen Hellion supporters in Scrapwall illustrate Unity as a mountain-sized demon, and said followers were pretty sure that Unity was an unstoppable threat to all life on Galarian. No big. When the party arrived in the Scar, they found technology-hating androids, a deeply, deeply traumatized gardener, and a Suma, a four-armed refugee who lived on that very spaceship thousands of years ago before spending millennia in stasis and waking up a prisoner of the Dominion of the Black, who are, of course, aliens from the dark void of outer space, who worship, the never-ending, all-consuming blackness. Joining forces with Asuma, the party made their way through the ridiculously large number of caves in the valley, uncovered a doomed love story, fought alien trees and giants and spiders, met up with an incredibly attractive Technic hireling named Hersik Kaio, and discovered that the valley was actually the home of two warring alien factions, the Migo and the aforementioned Dominion. Oh, lost my place. They fought their way through the outer god-worshipping colony of Fungal Migo and found the remains of a Technic excursion that had gone into the valley in search of some kind of technology, but no neurocam. Hersik left the party with evidence of the dead Technic Leakers, and unbeknownst to our heroes, met up with a different Technic League faction led this time by part-time blackjack dealer, part-time bodily mutilation enthusiast Nick Shariel. After a brief diversion through Colorado space, during which a malevolent spirit possessed Levi, who was later killed by a giant alligator thing, but don't worry, he got better, the party fought their way through the no longer living spaceship that brought the Dominion of the Black to Galarian, and found an ancient Sarkorian ruin wherein they confronted and finally defeated Nick Shariel once and for all, forever ending any Velstrak-related content in this AP, probably. Then they finally found their way to the Dominion of the Black's Galarian headquarters, the last significant place in this entire valley, and thus the most likely home of the aforementioned Neurocam, aka Orange Julius, where they fought a giant mind-controlled annihilator robot, spiders that really love spreading disease, and an intellect devourer-controlled corpses of Asuma's friends from thousands of years ago, and a horrible flesh-warped beast that had some of Brixby's memories implanted in it, and then finally, a dragon from freaking space, piloted by the intellect devourer personally responsible for torturing Asuma and killing all of her friends. Which brings us to last week's episode from almost 2 months ago. Last week on the program, the party finished up their fights against Malkui, the formerly dragon-driving brain on legs. The party beat Malkui up for a while, then the aberration dimension doored its way away from them when the writing was on the wall. Our heroes then kicked through some quiet doors and found their way down to a room filled with giant crab monsters and empty hanging cages. By now, the party had gotten really good at killing the Thalgus, though, so they just annihilated them, proving once and for all that snakes eat crabs. Good thing the Dominion doesn't have anything worse than a bog standard Nathalgo to throw at the party, so everything should be pretty smooth from here. They then found their way into the next room, which was filled with those horrible wrong-mouthed disease spiders who immediately gave Alwyn stinky PC-itis and just created a generally flechetti situation. And that, after 6 hours of a monologue, is where we are now. To remind everyone, the party is in a big room filled with strange, fluid-filled cylindrical tanks of various sizes, composed of a strangely flexible glass-like material, which are growing out from pucker-like rings set into the floor of the crocodilian leather-sheathed chamber. Each of the tank is filled with bubbling blue fluid and kind of vague wads of not coalesced yet organic matter. There's like 4 on the southern end. There's a big central one, and then there's some kind of medium big ones in the north. On top of that biggest one is one of the Yucathakras. Another Yucathakra's over with Kira, who is giant. And then, there's a couple more Yucathakras still alive and a dead one by our snaky friend. That's where we are now. Oh, we're at the top of round 2, which is, of course, the special time when the Intrepid Yucathakra goes. The Intrepid Yucathakra being the one that is standing directly in front of giant Kira. So, since it's standing directly in front of giant Kira, I think the first thing it's going to do is it's going to try to bite her. And I don't know how many Kiras are left. I am pretty sure that a 19 or 18 will not hit her.
No.
All right, well, now I'm going to just roll 60 20s because it's going to shoot you with Flechette 6 times.
That's fair.
How are we feeling about a 24?
Not feeling great, but I imagine you would be feeling great because of how that hits.
How about a 22?
Yeah, 22 hits.
Okay, how about a 20?
No. 20, no. Stop it.
Okay,
No.
so I got 3 possible hits. I'll do 3 blurs here. 22 on the first one.
Oh, man.
On the second one, 88. This is a little bit weird. And on the third one, 13. So 2 hits.
I'll take it.
All right, so big time damage here. 8 total damage from those 2 hits.
Yikes.
And I need 2 fortitude saves.
Oh, right. Man, I haven't touched my dice in a minute. That is a 35
Yeah, that'll do it.
and a 19 plus 18.
Yeah, I think you're all right.
Okay.
I mean, luckily they did massive damage to you, so
Yeah. It's been a rough
I
time.
assume Kira is on the verge of death. We are now to the ambitious Brixby.
So Brixby is going to reach into his pouch, and he is going to pull out a small vial of brown liquid and drop it in between his fingers and rub it and cast slow on the listless Yugathakra, and that will affect all of its compatriots that are within 30 feet of one another. So 30 feet from the violent one, because it's like haste, essentially.
Okay, so it's like anything.
Yeah.
It's like a chain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like no 2 can be further than 30 feet apart.
All right. Well, the listless Yugathakra gets a 29 on that will save.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they save.
A natural 20 for the one on top of the tank, the violent Yucathakra. I mean, obviously it's violent. Only a 15 for the one in front of Kira, the intrepid Yucathakra.
That one is slowed.
Do I have a slow? I guess I should have a slow, right? No? That's a shame. I'll give it the sleep thing and just remember. How about a 17?
Also a fail.
All right, we got 2 slow Gathakras.
Right, and they are both slowed for 12 rounds, so the rest of their lives.
Bold of you.
Yeah, that's the end of his turn.
All right, let me just check. The unfulfilled one is also slow. All right, that was mean. And they're gonna be very upset with you. The listless Yugathakra is not slow. The listless Yugathakra is going to start spreading disease. So we got one. Let's see. It can't see Kira because of the tank, but it can see everybody else. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to shoot 6 total flechettes. The first 2 will be a big snake because it's the biggest target, and then 1 each for everybody in order. It's almost like I learned to do some things in Foundry in the 2 months since the last time we played. So, big snake. We got a 32 and a 24.
32 hits exactly.
Nice. Get ready for 5 damage and a fortitude save.
Oh, it's a dress number to start the night. That's a 27.
Heyo.
Think you're all right then. Let's see for next one down the line, Brixby. How about a 25?
Yes, sir.
All right, you are going to take a big max damage, 7 damage.
Yikes.
And I need a fortitude save.
Okie dokie. That is going to be a 15 for a 23.
All right, you're all right. Let's see, Alwyn, we have a 31 to hit. I rolled very well on these.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit. That's gonna hit so well, I'm glad we're not playing 2E.
All right, another max damage, 7 damage, and a fortitude save.
Oh boy, let's see. It's not terrible. What is my fort? 20. I can do math. 22.
You're fine. Other than the stinkiness.
7 damage, you said?
Yeah. Asuma also got hit for 5 damage. Let's see, her fortitude is plenty. And then that last one at Tarazi, we are looking at a 34 to hit.
Oof.
7 damage. And fortitude save.
Dirty 30 on that.
All right, no diseases this time. That'll bring up the unfulfilled Yugathakra, which is, sadly, one of the slower Yugathakras. It's going to shoot a single flechette at Kira, because it only gets a standard action. That is a 21 to hit.
21 will hit. And why don't you go ahead and take that other hit that I forgot about? My bad. I did not have enlarged person on. 20 does hit, so hit me twice, Sam.
All right, well, I'll do blur on both of them. So 94 on one of them.
Dang it.
And 6 on the other one. So it's just one hit anyways.
Okay, sounds good.
How do you feel about 6 damage and a fortitude save?
6 damage? That's almost as much as Brixby took. Which, was enough to bring him down.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are on the ropes.
6 damage and a fort save. Ooh, that's a 3 for a 21.
Meets beats.
Haha.
I like these guys better when they're slow because their turns are not ridiculous. Now the violent Yugathakra, which has all of its faculties available to it, and it's just going to spray disease everywhere.
Oh.
So, I mean, 1 disease at each person, starting from Kira in the north. There's so many attacks. Kira, 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
21 on the blur.
Oh, man.
5 damage and a fortitude save.
5 damage. And a fort
It's going to
save.
add up to like 30 damage.
That is a 30. It's over 30.
All right, you're fine. That'll be a 22 to hit Big Snake.
No.
34 to hit Brixby.
Yeah. Wow. I'm really getting punished. All right, lay it on me. That definitely hits. But I have mirror images.
Oh, dang.
For everybody that isn't inside of our Foundry chat, I was playing with my level 12 Brixby sheet. So if you're wondering why that 25 hit me in the last round, that's the stupid tax. But yeah, I do need a D4.
I just happen to have my D4s out for damage anyways. I'll say 4 hits Brixby. That, however, is a 1.
Excellent. Pops an image.
All right, Alwyn, we are looking at a 24.
That is a hit.
6 damage and a fortitude save.
1 higher than last time. That is a 16 on the dice. That is a 23.
All right. And then Asuma gets hit, so she is going to take 6 more damage. And she'll have to make that fortitude save. She's pretty fortitudinous. She's fine. And then a 27, I assume, will not hit Tarazi unless he suddenly dropped his armor.
No, it does not.
Oh, that's good to know. I mean, I thought that he might want to drop his armor.
It's like, hold on, let me miss the next 40 rounds of combat while I take off this armor.
So that is the end of that one's turn. And then suddenly, as if from nowhere, a lightning bolt from nowhere is going to run through, let's see, angle-wise. Yeah, I can get Kira and both members of the Snake Squad in a straight line from where I'm standing, so I do need reflex saves.
Uh-oh.
And at a 24 for Tarazi, 23 for Levi.
All right, those are both saves. How about Kira?
Dress number 27.
That's also a save, so full damage on that lightning bolt is 36, the lightning bolt that came out of the blue. Full damage was 36, so looks like 8 damage to everybody, or 18 damage rather to everybody who takes damage.
I was like, oh, 18.
Which will bring us to the organized Asuma, who has a shot lined up perfectly on the listless Yugathakra, who, despite its name, I don't think is particularly listless right now. So she's going to shoot it a bunch of times. Why don't I have their ACs open while I do this? I've played this game before. Miss on the first one with a terrible roll. Hit on the second. Hit on the third. And miss on the fourth. So 3 hits. Know how to do math. A lot of damage on the listless Yugathakra. It's almost bloodied by being shot 3 times. The reserved Kira, you just got lightning bolted out of the blue. It was probably nothing.
Sure did.
And there's a spider monster in your face.
Okay. It's my turn. There's a thingy in front of me. It's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to fix that.
It's slow.
I don't care.
It's about to be even slower.
Yeah. Let's see if I remember how to play this game. I'm going to roll a d20 4 times.
The quick and the slow and then the also dead.
That's not a great first roll. That's a 27.
27 hits.
Great. For 27 hits, a 36 will hit. This is another 27. And then last one is a 26. Does a 26 hit?
26 does hit.
4 hits.
It's too many.
I'm enlarged. That's going to be 4d6.
God.
16d6 plus 26 times 4. 25 times 4 is 100. So I'm going to add 4 to that, and it's going to be 104. Right, Jeff? Yeah. Roll 16. Is that right? Yeah, 4 times 4. That's a lot of ones. 158 points of damage, Sam.
Yeah, it explodes in like a rain of blood.
Yeah. That was fun. That's my turn. Unless I want to move. Can I move? No, I can't move. Can I move? I
You
don't
can move
remember.
up 5 feet.
That's pointless. Oh, because I full attacked. Yes, got it. I remember how to play this game.
All right. Massive Stinky Allowan.
Okay, let's see. So I can see 2 Urgathoas from where I am. I say Urgathoa. The Pallid Princess, I can see 2 of her. She just came down and joined the fight. CR 50 God. 2. Yeah, I can see 2 Ugathakras from where I'm standing. And let's see. What do I want to try to hit them with? Because our characters know this, because we rolled on them like less than 24 hours ago in real life, can you remind me if they were immune to mind affecting?
They didn't seem to be.
Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? They're also not immune to, because they're horrible spider monsters with exoskeletons. He's just gonna hit... Actually, let me make sure I can actually see this one. Yes, I can. He is just barely at the range of my vision. So I am going to hit the listless Ugathakra with a bone shatter, so please give me a fortitude save.
It's poor bones. 21.
That is a fail. So that is going to be full damage, which is ridiculous on this one. So I'm going to be rolling this in the thing when I see how many d6s I need. So that is 45 points of damage. And it is also
Exhausted for the rest of its life.
Fails to save, it is exhausted. Yeah, it's fatigued if it succeeds, but since it failed, it is exhausted for 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's forever.
Yeah.
All right, you
It's
going
exhausted
anywhere?
for the rest of its life. You know what?
Same.
I'm gonna move about 10 feet up just to be a little closer. I'm going directly behind Brixby if I can remember which one of these. Let me switch back to moving. There we go. Not going to be into the doorway yet because I don't want to block Lizuma's shot, but going to move up a little bit just so I'm closer because I can still currently only see that one and one other one from where I am.
All right. That'll bring us to Snake Squad.
All right. Tarazi has just enough movement to get right up to the listless Yugathakra. So that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 to go on the diagonal between the old tankaroos and take a single null blade strike, remembering, of course, that the aberrations, because I am good at game. That is a 32 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Only 26 points of damage.
Well, that's enough after it got shot 3 times and its bones literally shattered. That is enough to take down the listless Yugathakra.
Hooray. How high up is the violent Yugathakra?
That's a good question. Let's see how tall this tank is. That's a thing that Paizo would tell me, right? They would definitely say how high these things. I'm going to say that it is 15 feet off of the ground on top of this big old tank.
Okay. With a 40-foot move speed and a climb speed, then I don't see an issue with Levi getting up in its business. He could be 10 feet away. I just wanted to note that he had used a lot of speed. Because, of course, he has reach, and then he'll take a single chomperoo. That was only a dirty 20.
Sadly, a dirty 20 will not hit the Yugathakra.
Bummer. Then that would be it for old Snake Squad.
All right, that brings us around to the top of round 3, and the intrepid Yugathakra is dead, so Brixby is first.
Brixby, did we make like a knees weak, been flechettied joke already? I don't really know, but that is how he feels currently.
Flechettied.
So he's gonna activate Invisible Thief as a free action, which is greater invisibility, and move into the room. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There's everybody. And 30. Why not right there? Oh no. Why not right there is because I'm in lightning bolt formation. Well, I can't do anything now. Anyway, so I've made it into the room. I'm near my compatriot Levi. And I am going to fire off an acid splash against, I guess, this guy over here. What's their range looking like? I believe so.
Yeah, that's going to be shooting through a little bit of traffic, so I'm going to give it some cove.
Okie dokie.
Levi is 5 feet off the ground, if that helps.
That's true, but it's still kind of going around the tank there.
All right.
Okay. Right, against flat-footed touch, that is a 34.
Even with cover, that hits. Strangely.
All right, that is a big 1 point of acid damage. If only that was the end of my turn. But no, 28 points of sneak attack damage on top of that as well.
Well, it seems to resist all the acid damage.
Good for it. I'm proud. All right, and that's the end of my
Yeah.
turn.
It's got to hang its hat on something, you know? All right, that brings us actually to the unfulfilled Yugathakra. And it's still slow for 11 rounds. And it's a little bit stabbed now. It feels bad. It's going to keep shooting Kira because she's the closest. And she doesn't have any obvious diseases. That is a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
All right. Well, it wouldn't have hit you if you had more obvious diseases.
That's true.
Only 17 on the blur.
17? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
It shoots off through the blurry space that Kira does not actually occupy. The violent Yugathakra, up in its tower here, its ivory tower of disease spreading, feeling a little threatened by the snake up in its face, it is going to take a 5-foot step so that it can do a wrong-mouthed bite on the big snake before it starts shooting flechettes everywhere. So natural 20 on the bite. To confirm, I don't believe a 15 will confirm.
It does not by more than half.
Yeah. So, that is 7 damage on the bite. And, does Levi have delay poison communal?
We all do.
Okay, just making sure you didn't, be mean and leave out the animal companion.
Nope, Levi is in it.
All right. So he doesn't have to worry about the poison. Now I'm going to do, starting north, working my way south, spreading these 6 flechettes 3 ways. It can do this without provoking because it is a cool guy. And I'm actually remembering to do GM rolls this time. So at Kira, we've got a 22 and a 27.
yep.
Blur number 1 is a 2.
Yay.
Blur is really doing work this week. 66 on the second
Pronounced
one.
blurk.
Uh,
Zoom in.
Blurk.
Sorry.
It's blurking out. Minimum damage, only 4 damage, but I do need that fortitude save.
4 dammies. And a fort save. Uh-oh. That's a 2 for a 20.
Ooh, a 20 is not quite going to pass. So let me
Oh,
just real quick roll for disease.
Dang.
Yeah, so Kira, I think Kira's feeling a little bit stinky.
Oh man.
Is that the only disease on that chart?
It has, there are 3 diseases. It's just the most common one. Kira takes 3 con damage,
Oof.
and she's starting to feel really, really stinky.
Gross.
Thanks to the poison protection, she isn't sickened by her own smell, but still, it's unflattering.
It's not a cute look. Let's see. You said 3 con damage?
3 con damage.
Okay. And I know how to do this because of how I know how to play this game. Ability score damage. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my con.
I think that might be the most damage a Yugathakra's ever done from con damage. Let's see. To hit Big Snake, we got a 31 and a 28.
So close. Looking at 32.
All right. Well, I think I hit Little Snake twice with a 33 and a 32.
Oh, yeah, a little snake.
Poor little guy. 2 fortitude saves while I'm rolling the massive damage here. Oh, total of 11 damage.
Looking at a 33 and a 32 on those fort saves.
All right. Someday you're going to fail one of these saves.
Yes.
All right. Mysteriously, on the initiative where there shouldn't be anything, but there seems to be for some reason, something seems to move around. And then I need a reflex save from Kira and Big Snake.
You said a reflex save?
Yeah.
You didn't want it to be a fort save?
No, not for it this time.
Okay. You sure?
It's lightning again. It's more lightning.
Aw.
And I think you could make the argument that Kira could just tough out lightning, but it is a reflex save.
Okay.
23
that's
for
it.
Levi.
Levi makes a save.
19.
Kira does not.
Dang it.
That will be 37 damage for Kira, and I think none damage for Levi.
Levi, unfortunately, does not have evasion that Tarazi does, and definitely remembered
Oh.
and didn't take any damage from last time.
Oh, dang.
So 18 for Levi.
I had them backwards. All right. Well, that's the end of whatever that thing's turn is, which I'm sure is not a problem. The organized Asuma is she's going to shoot at the violent Yugathakra a bunch of times because it's violent. It's being mean. That's 1, 2, a miss, a miss. So we got 2 hits. Nice 30 damage. Not too shabby at all. Reserved Kira. You had a rough round, but now you're up.
Yeah. Kira isn't looking great. But that's okay, because she's raging, so she doesn't need to look great. She does smell awful. She's going to slide over here to, I can't remember which one this is, but, you know, northwest. And go for this guy 4 times. Yeah, I was only wait. No, 3 times.
No, only once because you had to walk like 15 feet to get there.
Right, okay. See, I remember how to play the game. It's fine. Oh man, that's a 2. 25?
Yeah, 25 hits.
Cool. I'm gonna roll this here because it's only 46. That's 4, 4, 4, and a 6. I can do this math. No, I can't. I'm gonna just calculate this real quick. Give me a second. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves.
How about that stink?
44. 44 points. How sad.
Oh, it hurts.
I guess.
It's still alive though, which I feel like Kira's not used to.
Can these things be demoralized?
I don't see why not.
Great. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna make an intimidate check as a free action. That's a 7 for a 30.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so scared right now. And then because I intimidated, I'm going to hurtful it. When you successfully demoralize an opponent within your melee reach with an intimidate check, you can make a single melee attack. So I'm going to do that.
Oh, that's not fair.
Oh, that's so much better. That's a 19.
Oh, it sounds like a critical threat.
It is a critical threat. So I'm going to roll one more time. Ugh, that's another... Wait, we said 2 hits. Well, we said 25 hits.
Yeah, 25 hits.
Yes. So that's confirmed.
I don't like it.
I like it. Let's see, that's going to be 8d... Nope. 8d6 plus 52. Oh, I didn't roll. That's a lot of ones. That's a 70 points. I won't settle for anything under 100 at this point.
In a single hit.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On the plus side, Kira totally smashed that thing. She scared it to death and then smashed it to death.
You'll scare and smash.
So never mind about it surviving.
That's my turn.
All right. Alwyn, everything seems fine. You should probably just leave your friends here.
Yeah, totally. Alwyn is... You know, he's already stinky. We have our little movement lines. I don't have my little movement lines.
Yeah, they don't work anymore with the updated Foundry.
That was 20 feet. I don't want to catch Kira in this. There's clearly something invisible in here.
I don't know why you would
But
say
I
that.
don't know a good spot to do glitter dust and not blind Kira. Give me half a second to read how long the thing is on this.
Kira's good at saves.
It is like,
Yeah, I'll be fine.
She also likes sparkles.
Love sparkles.
yeah, I just need to find glitter dust on my list of spells so that I actually can cast it. Might have lost that spell in the rebuild. I don't see it on here anymore. I lost that when I rebuilt him. Because I think I had, you know why? I think I had that as a one that one of my classes gave me, not one that I picked. I do not have glitter dust anymore, so that's fun. Well, darn. So that got rid of that move that I was going to do. So instead, he is just going to murder this last Ugathakra. So can the one on top of the tank give me a fortitude save, please?
I would rather it not.
Okay, it can just take the full damage without the save.
No, natural 20 on the save.
That's only going to be half damage.
It's a violent Yugathakra. It won't go gently into that good night.
And it's only fatigued, so 54, so half of that would be 27, yeah. 27 points of damage, and it is fatigued for 13 minutes.
It's so long.
And that will be his turn.
All right, Snake Squad.
All right, Levi is going to try and finish off this violent Yugathakra. One hit with a 27. 28, actually.
28 will hit.
And that is 17 points of damage.
Okay, I do need a fortitude save. This was Big Snake doing the biting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get some juicy contagions in your mouth.
Ew.
Well, another dice for the dice jail. It's a 13.
13 total.
Yeah.
Well, let me just roll on the old diseasey 2. Yeah, a powerful stink starts to rise up from Big Snake as well.
No, Stinky Snake.
Powerful snake.
Stinky Snake takes 1 con damage and is stinky.
You apply that condition on Foundry.
The stink or the con damage?
Stink. The stinky
stink.
condition.
Stink damage.
Yeah. Well, that was underwhelming. So, it's not a lot I can do from here. Let's see. I can't climb whilst carrying a null blade. And I know there's something shooting lightning bolts, so I don't want to drop it and draw the bow. So,
Those are probably just naturally occurring lightning bolts. It's probably like a thunderstorm.
that makes sense, actually, now that you think about it. So I'll drop now. You said he's 15 feet up. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, Tarazi is going to say, I'm sure you'll finish him off next time, Levi. And then he will start cooking around and use a double move to get kind of to the north here, 10 feet away from Kira, so that there's really not a great spot for it to hit too many of us. Maybe I'll be 5 feet farther back just to make it prettier. Yeah, bummer's turn for Snake Squad.
All right. Let's see. We got round 4, Brixbow.
Alrighty. Brixby is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, 25, 30. Still invisible by Invisible Thief. And he is going to cast on this point right there that I am measuring from. Greater Dispel Magic, but area effect. So that is going to be when Greater Dispel Magic is used in this way, the spell affects everything within a 20-foot radius burst. Roll 1 Dispel check and apply that check to the creature in the area if targeted by Dispel Magic. So I am going to roll my Dispel check, which is just a caster level check. But that is a 19 off the die for 32.
So that, I think, is sufficient to reveal what I'm sure surprises everyone here. The Nathalgu that has been in the room with you the whole time.
The Nathalgu is coming from inside of the house.
But the thing about this Nathalgu that sets it apart from other Nathalgai is this one, it's carapace, which is normally kind of greenish, is like turning gray and kind of like ossifying and like shriveling up around the edges. Like this thing looks like bigger and older than the other Nathalgus. This is like Nathalgu plus.
Yeah.
I still can't get other Nathal guy. Like, hey, Nathal guy, come over here. That is the end of my turn.
But yeah, it's right up in your face. But I guess it can't see you.
Nope.
All right. Well, the very tired, violent Yugathakra is having a rough time, but it's still gonna try to bite the snake in front of it because it's what it does. That is a 24, so that won't do it. And then let's see, how many targets can it see? It can see Tarazi, Kira, can't see Brixby. You can see Big Snake and Alwyn. You can see everybody. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is this like a dome? Because of where he's at, not on the center. Could he really see Tarazi down there?
Ah, you're right. It's because it is rounded on the top. Tarazi's probably hidden. So, all right, we'll do 2 at Kira, 2 at Big Snake, and then 1 each at the littles. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You forgot the one at the Nathalgu.
Weirdly, it doesn't shoot the Nathalgu. Okay, so at Kira, we have a 33 and a 24. Yeah, and a 24.
Yep.
81 and 63 on the blurs. Hope you're ready for this damage because...
Oh, I'm ready.
It's 10 damage.
Woo!
2 fortitude saves.
10 damage. Let's roll 2 dice. Why not? Left-handed roll. Watch out. Uh-oh. Wow, that's 2 7s. Hey, don't bite me. Stop it. Stop. 2 7s, which is... fort saves, so that's going to be 24s. 2 24s.
All right, those are both passes, so you don't have any new diseases.
Hooray!
Shooting at Big Snake, we've got a 31 and a 26.
Oh, AC 32.
All right, Alwyn, we got a 19.
That's actually a miss. That's
Oh.
incredible.
And the 18 misses a Summa, so just a shameful turn for this thing, which is too tired to kill.
I'm kind of surprised there's something in this dungeon that can't hit me.
Well, it's tired. It has a good excuse. Which brings us to the weird, grumpy old Nathalgu. It's going to take a 5-foot fly on towards Giant Kira because the jig is up. And it's just gonna start going at her in melee, I think. So
Fair.
first a bite, 28 on the bite.
Yeah, that'll do it.
On that blur, that's a 54.
Okay.
Once again, you are immune to poison, which is a shame.
That's true.
How are we feeling about 16 damage?
Not great. Not great, Sam.
Well, on the claw, the first claw is going to be a 36 to hit.
That's pretty good.
That's 17 damage.
Okay. Kira is looking rough.
And the last claw is a solid 34 to hit. Oh, I didn't roll
that'll hit.
blur on the last one.
That
But
sure
it was
didn't.
a 40.
Oh.
And then this blur is a literal 1 on a D100, so we're spared from the
Hooray.
final hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kira's having a
Alright.
rough fight, but at the same
Yeah.
time, Blur has saved her like 9 hits.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Kira would literally be dead if it weren't for those blurs. So, feeling pretty appreciative.
Feeling pretty Blur appreciative.
Blur.
That was nothing. Alright, well, Asuma is gonna shoot at the thing that she can see, because, why not, right? Hit, miss, and miss. Alright, she has this thing so close to death, but it is still standing. The violent Yugathakra is still up. And Kira, there's a big old crab near you. It doesn't look as big when you're giant, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill it. Or, try to. Let's see. I'm gonna go for a full attack, not with that dice. That's an 18 plus 23, which is like, what?
More than enough.
Yeah, okay. 1. Ooh. That's just that's a 30. That's a 24. I don't think that's gonna hit.
24 will not hit.
Okay. That's a 22. And last one is a 13. Okay, so 1 hit. It's still 46. 10, 12, 16, 42. I think. Let me look at Jeff for confirmation.
42 damage.
What?
Jeff did not hear me. So we're going to say it's 42.
Sounds good.
Right in.
Right in to check that math. And, Alwyn, you were up.
Okay, Alwyn, seeing that Kira is looking pretty rough and the rest of us have been getting shot with needles for like the last 2 hours, is going to just blast out a Cure Moderate Wounds and Cure Moderate Wound Mass, rather, and everyone is in range. I can't see Brixby, so I don't know if I can target him because it doesn't mention anything about sight, but I would assume I probably can't because I can't see him, so sorry to Brix, but I can hit everybody else with it.
Well, maybe he can jump up and down shouting.
I mean, I'm fine to not get it if it makes sense. I mean, I am invisible.
Yeah. So it's not a super big amount because it is just a Cure Mod Bass, but it is 19 points of healing to everybody.
Hey, 19. That more than doubles mine.
Including the Yugathakra.
All right.
No. And possibly hearing Kira yell that out loud, he is going to start slowly circling his way around the back side of this, assuming I can squeeze through right here.
I don't see
I don't know
where
if Sam can see where I'm pinging.
Where are you?
Can I squeeze through these three
Yeah,
right
you
here?
can fit through
Okay.
those.
Then he is going to move 30 feet to his left to start trying to circle around to try to do some more drastic healing to Kira, just because I don't want to get closer to the Valku by going the short route. And that will be his turn.
All right, that'll bring us to Asuma. No, not Asuma. Snake Squad. Why did I
Wait,
say
what?
Asuma?
Almost dropped my dice. Levi will attempt to finish off this again. Yeah, it's a 36 and a 29.
Yeah, those sound like hits.
37 total damage.
That is the end of the final Yugathakra.
Hooray! Levi will then 5-foot step back, which essentially puts him at ground level as he climbs. And Tarazi does not quite have, well, you tell me, here in the north of the northeast square of the Nathalgu, would that be flanking with large Kira since she occupies this square?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can get there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I love it. It doesn't show the movement, and I promise I'm moving around the map. 5, 10. Yep. So then he will take a single no blade swing. I was just double checking my crit range now. But that is a 37 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That is 28 points of damage. Hopefully enough to draw its attention and be like, hey, you big dumb crab. Come and get me. But not mechanically, because I don't have that one.
All right, that will bring us to Brixbo.
Alrighty. Brixbo, right up in the face of this old Thaugoo, is going to, still invisible, back up 5 feet, and then from greater invisibility, fire off. Yeah, heck, let's just do another acid splash. Those are fun. I want to save whatever I have for possibly later. That is a 21 versus flat-footed touch.
21 hits flat-footed touch, not by as much as you might think.
Well, something about horseshoes, hand grenades, and acid splashes. So that is 2 points of acid damage. That is 23 points of sneak attack damage, and I forgot about this before, but it now has that -6 penalty imposed to its will saves for another round.
Oh no. I don't like that.
That's my turn.
Alright, well, it's a little upset. It's really feeling boxed in right now. Let's see, does it have anything that it can drop to kind of cool people's jets here? Just checking real quick what it can do. No, that sucks. Alright, so I think what it's gonna do... I mean, I guess it's just gonna bite Kira and then it's gonna claw Tarazi. That is a nat 1 on the bite on Kira, so that's not gonna do it. But the claw on Tarazi, on the other hand, is a 30.
Oh, exactly.
Nice. That is only 13 damage. Claw number 2, however, is another nat 1.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. So that's the end of that creature. And it wishes that it could, get away, but it's kind of a little bit surrounded. Asuma's finally going to come into the room 5 rounds into the fight here. And I think she's going to go up a little bit around the snake just to get a slightly better shot to finish her movement, and then take one shot at the big guy. And also just barely hit its touch. Good hit, though. Alright, Kira, you're surrounding it. You're being very mean to this poor crab monster. It's so old, it just wants to retire. This was its last job.
I mean, I have nothing to say to that. I'm sorry, I guess. Gonna hit it 4 times. Or, try to. Will I hit it with that one? That's not great. 33?
Yeah, you'll hit it with 33.
Great. I said it wasn't great before I looked at my number. Sorry. 29?
29 also hits.
Okay. Ooh, 18 will not hit, and 12 will not hit, so 2 hits. Gonna roll this in the thingy so I don't have to do math. Roll 8d6 plus 52. 79. A disappointing 79, Sam.
Well, it's looking very hurt, but it isn't dead.
Yeah, hard same. Hard same.
Now you run away, so it can.
No, I'm going to hang out right here because of the flanking.
That's mean.
And because I took 4 hits.
All right, well, Alwyn's turn.
Okay. Alwyn is going to move up just behind Kira. And he is gonna hit this thing with a little spell. It is gonna have to make me a will save, and don't forget about the negative. Is it a -7 that Brixby gives
6.
it?
Only a -6.
-6.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. Well, it's a good roll. It's a 24.
It is fine. And by fine, I mean it takes a small amount of damage. It takes 10 measly points of psychic damage.
Well, it looks absolutely terrible.
One of these days,
Agreed.
I'm going to hit something with a phantasmal killer, and it's going to be very cool.
Well, Snake Squad.
Drowsy will finish off this old crab.
It's mean. It was 3 days from retirement.
Well, I don't know why it got pushed back. I guess you said it was last job on his last day. Never
Yeah,
mind.
they
Edit
just
that
had to-
out. Make me sound smarter.
They already bought the cake and everything.
And a 31, a 28, and a very low number. I think those both hit.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
An even 50.
That is more than enough after it had 2 hit points left to finish off the Elder Nathal Goo and end this combat.
Hooray.
Halloween is immediately going to reach over and touch Kira, at which point her disease is cured and she heals 130 HP as he casts heal on her.
Amazing. Does that bring me up to full? We'll see. 130.
And then a bunch of us have
Nope.
damage, so that's going to cost so much freaking money.
Well, nobody had drain.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's right. We only had damage, not drain. My brain was forgetting that it's the other way around. Okay, that's much better, because that one doesn't cost money.
Thank you.
So, yeah, he will be healing everyone in the background while more interesting stuff happens.
You can heal damage, right? That's so that we're good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I can even heal drain. It's just the healing the drain costs money.
Those things are really, really irritating.
I think this might be an understatement. Looking around at his wounded and diseased party, you all stink, and I mean that lovingly. It's a lovely stink, but
Is it? It makes me feel a little nauseous.
I mean you can get used to anything.
On a long enough timeline, maybe, but yeah, it's ripe. It's a pungent odor.
I thought it was you suck that was the mean, nice thing. Is it you stink? I wasn't here for that.
You stink.
We'll have to check with a youth.
Isn't Kira a youth?
It's you stink / suck.
Also, where I come from, smelling very bad is actually a sign of the god's favor, because that's one of Yog-Sothoth's symbols that he's nearby.
I'm God's favorite.
Did old Nefal Goo have anything on them besides a venerable age?
Sadly, the cake was still back in the fridge. These crab monsters do seem to be pretty naked, which is not really a thing that we've touched upon, just how naked all of these horrible monsters are. But
I mean,
they are.
They could be wearing a belt with just some pockets hanging off of it, so they could stick their hands in the pockets while being naked.
Maybe he's got stuff in the little pods that they keep the brains in.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, he's got brains in there.
uses it like a purse.
Just some juicy brains in there.
Did anybody need like actual healing other than Kira?
I mean, I'm down 15, but that's not the end of the world. Oh, wow, yeah. Levi and Tarazi.
Oh, were they? Oh, wow, yeah, they're down real bad, yeah. That's a better roll than last time. We all get 26 back,
Nice.
and then I can work on the two of them.
26 back.
Right.
Yep, 26.
Has Tarazi down only 7.
Nice.
So tell us about these tanks in Tank Town.
Well, they're gross. I mean, they seem to be like growing out of puckers in the floor as everything in this place. It's a pucker-based economy.
Gross.
But if anybody wanted to roll like a dungeoneering on the weird, fleshy, mostly shapeless masses floating around in these things, you might be able to learn something.
I would love to.
Dungeoneering. Do I have dungeoneering?
Pretty sure you do. Pretty sure that's something you roll on with
Oh,
me.
yeah. It's horrible, but I have it.
Whoops.
I'm not untrained. Oh, that's actually a decent roll.
Mine is a 32.
Mine is the reverse of that with a 23.
Well, I think that Brixby specifically is able to put together, just looking at these blobs that are forming in this liquid and maybe getting a sense of the liquid itself, that these appear to be like nascent ship mines.
Oh, like that thing we fought?
Yeah, those oozes that piloted the giant dropship, yeah, they're making new ones.
Ugh.
I will also say that examining these horrible bubble tanks, they look pretty fragile.
Yeah. Do they have like a little like toilet flusher lever? Can we just like...
No, unfortunately, it's got the tap like on your big 5-gallon or 20-gallon coolers. You have to stand there and hold the button in.
These look like ship mines, like the one we fought before in the horrible cauldron room. But it does look like these little glass nodules inside of them are fragile. So if anybody wants to work out like a little aggression.
I think Brixby says, look a little fragile, so if, and then Kira starts smashing.
And Tarazi will happily adamantine heavy shield bash as well.
Shield bash. And Alwyn's going to smack one of these smaller ones with his little adamantine Morningstar, just so he can feel like he's helping.
Well, with the adamantine, he can break through the hardness of 2 on these things. So it just becomes a real soggy, messy room as these weird, flexible pod things shatter one by one, dumping ooze and not yet living organic blob material all over everything. Really mixing in with the stink of some party members and the dead Yucathakras, just really kind of flooding the place with just wonderful viscosity.
Can't wait till we sell a candle on our store that smells like this room.
But that's illegal.
We can do
in
that,
most
right?
states.
Just
Some
like
biohazard.
yeah, like durian extract and a couple other things. We're good to
Durian
go.
extract. Why did we do this? It's gross.
Well, we didn't want them to, turn into the horrible things that they turned into later.
Okay.
Yes. And also, if they were growing these, that means they would have put them in more ships and sent more of these fleets out to other places, which we really don't want them to do.
I feel like you didn't hear me say it's gross.
It is mighty gross.
But is it more gross than that giant dead monster was? Because that's what they're going to put these into more of.
Is it more gross than peril?
We could discuss the relative grossness out of this room.
As we're all like up to our knees. I'm on the disc, but like the disc itself is getting really close to the ooze, and that's pretty gross.
Kira splashes some ooze right at Brix.
Oh no!
Oh.
I have a cleanliness trait.
But it's best to have some fun with it, I think.
Gross.
Try not
Just
to
starts
think
grooming
about...
himself like at the mouse way.
Oh, no.
Where they do that little thing with their little hands.
Well, I think as the party comes to terms with all the gore and ichor and viscous, horrible ship mine birthing fluid that's all over them and probably will be very difficult to remove, I'm going to bed.
Ugh.
Yikes.
Good night, Sam.
Good night,
Night,
Sam.
Sam.
Thanks for the memories.
Good night,
Oh.
horrible shit mine birthing fluid.
Odds against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Whoa. Did anyone else hear that? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It,
good.
like screamed at me and a thing popped up that said your turn is next.
Yeah, it's because Foundry actually has modules in it now, and apparently that's one of them. The terrifying noise.
It's like a scare cord from a horror movie.
Terrifying noise module. Yeah. Got jump scared. 25? Hello?
Oh, sorry. Spaced out for a second there. Yeah, 25 hits. All right. Massive Stinky Allowan.
Okay, I get it. It's my turn. Is it gonna stop? It did it like 4 times. Oh, it's still doing it.
Yeah, I accidentally did it off you and did it on to you again. And then the last time was just to be mean.